Hi guys, this is Suzanne HB, Crazy Just Might Work on Instagram, and this tutorial is on the Edge of Reason bracelet. This is one I made for my husband to go with some extremely funky shoes, if you've seen my Instagram post. And it's reasonably simple, but it looks quite effective. So what we're going to have to do first is, this is not an ordinary chain. It's not difficult, but the chain, I can't just say, hey, make a single chain. It's actually a doubled chain, and the inside band is pulled up, alternating sides on the way up to make that cool pattern in the middle. So I'll show you how to do that to start with. So we'll start with what you want to be your band that's going to be sort of the most dominant colour. In this, it'll be around the outside here, and it'll be this crisscross shape. You could use different colours for those, of course, but in this one it's the blue that's the most prominent colour. So I'm going to use for that the gold. So I'll start with that, doing a normal, just a standard cap band. And to make this chain, you need to get two bands, one of your dominant colour and one of the colour that's going to be on the inside. So I've alternated colours because I had to match shoes that had all sorts of funky colours, but I'm going to just use one colour for the inside, these ones here. So I'm going to use the white for the inside and the gold for the outside. So you do it just as a double like this, and each one will be done like this, with the gold on the bottom and the white on top, without twisting them on the way through. And then you're going to pick up either the left or the right loop of that inside band. So I usually start by taking the left one. No reason for that, just that's where I often start. And attach those. And then do the same thing. You grab your gold with the white on top, pull it through the next lot. And because you pulled it through the left, then you can always just look back and see which side you pulled through. We're going to pull through the right of that inside band. The very right of those, pull that through and attach. And you just do that all the way up. You pull through the two bands, keeping the inside band on top and in the middle, picking up, I was trying to escape, we've picked up the right band, that one, so we'll pick up the left one this side, reattaching, and so on. Now the only thing that's important for this one is that you want the gold band to be on the outside, because that's the band we're actually going to go through. So if you find that your white band wants to get onto the outside, you just have to fiddle it round onto the inside. It's not difficult, it's just something to be aware of. Okay, so we took the right hand band that side, the left hand band, so we're going to take the far right hand band this time. Like so. See how that white one wants to get on the outside? I'm just going to give it a bit of a tweak so that it's always the gold on the outside. Okay, so just one more, because this bit isn't difficult. It's just the two bands, pull through, and then work out, well, I took the right hand one here, so I'm going to take the left hand, far left hand one here. Pick that up and attach. So you keep going, and then to finish it off, just take a gold. And I think this one, you make it pretty much the length that you would like it. It doesn't stretch or condense very much. It's just sort of, if you use the same kind of bands for inside and outside, I've used LE bands on these, which are fairly tight, but it seems that there's not a lot of stretch or compression when you make it, so you need to make that band roughly the size of your wrist. Okay, so then when I get to the end, what I normally do is just pull a single band through, work out which side was the last one you pulled through, which was the left, pull through the right one, there we go, and just clip that. Okay, so here's one I made earlier, like so. So that's just obviously a section so that I can demonstrate this, because I'm not going to make a whole bracelet. Alright, now I'm going to use, instead of this black, I'm going to use the blue metallic. These are all metallics, rainbow loom metallics. It's such fun to work with. They're so nice and slidey and they hold their shape well. I love them. Alright, so now we're going to get into the sequence. So the first thing you need to do, interestingly, unlike some of my other bands, well, a lot of my border bands, we're not going to be starting with the border side, with the cap band, sorry, sideways. We're going to be starting with it up and down, like that. So you just see that. So we go through that, because otherwise this pretty pattern won't show. So we're going to do 2 chains just to start off. So it's 1, 2, oops, uh-oh, I'm in trouble if I can't do single chains going through. Here we go. Okay, so this now, I'm going to detach it. I'm going to swap the direction of my hook in the other side. So I'm now working up and in, and these are flat coming around this way. Okay, so let's have a look and see where I went the first time. I went into the very first one. So just for this one, because we're going to be doing every second loop as we go up, but this first one we're going to grab the first loop. So we want to grab the outside band, both loops on the outside of that. So put that through. Then we want to grab an inside colour, that's our dominant colour, which is our gold. And we're going to pull that through. Then we're going to pick up the 2 loops of the blue. Going to hang on to this gold and attach it at that end. So we just want to hang on to that gold to keep it separate. Then we're going to grab one of our other colours. Makes it look very messy, doesn't it? Why don't I move those out of the way? I'm going to grab another one of the colours. It's going to be our more border edge peeping through, which in this case is the blue. I'm going to pull it through those 3, like so. Then we're going to get this gold and pop it over the top of those other 2 loops. Ta-da! That's your first sequence. So then we're going to skip this next one and go into here. Go up through both loops on the side. Going to grab our inside colour. Basically, for me, it's the same colour as the band that we're going through. Pull it through all 4 loops there. Put your finger on it. Come back through the blue and attach. Grab a blue band. Take that through the 3. Attach and lift the gold over. Like so. Ta-da! Okay, that one's got a little bit twisted, that's why it's not sitting straight. It is a good idea if you keep your bands not getting twisted. Alrighty, so we skip one. So this is the one we've just gone through. Skip one, and come through the next one. Through the next one. Sitting funny. Grab our same colour as that band, coming through both, picking up the blue again, both those loops, and attaching, coming through with the blue, picking up just those three, in gold, attaching, and slipping the gold, either doing it crochet style or lifting that gold over. Let's do it again. This looks good in these colours, doesn't it? 1, 2, going through the side, both loops, grabbing our dominant colour, pulling it through all, and then picking up those loops and closing, bringing through that colour again, in my case the blue, attaching. Good idea if you don't twist any bands, and you can lift that gold over the top like so. I'll just keep going a few more times. 1, 2. We've been having storms and rain here all day, so it's been quite difficult. I planned to do tutorials most of the day and I've had to wait. It's 10 past midnight. I'm making this one. Where I make my tutorials is out on our deck. It's been enclosed, but it's got a tin and polycarbonate roof, so you can imagine what the noise is like when it's raining. Does mean I've got to sort a whole pile of my beads and bling. It probably would surprise you if you knew how much bling I had, given that I hardly use it. But it's, yeah, I like to collect things like that. But I am starting to try and use bling. You might have noticed on my latest posts I've got a few different things that I've been trying. Because it's a shame to just have it sitting there looking pretty. It should be used. Mind you, most of the bands that I make are for my husband. So I have to have more dude bling. He's pretty tolerant of lots of different things though. But still, he ain't gonna wear diamantes. Well, if they were small, yeah, I could probably push it. Alright, so we're getting to the end. So we're still doing that same sequence. I'm getting out of camera shot. And then just having a look how I finished this one off. I think I just brought it into the center. With these bands. And then slipped a band through it. So at this stage I will just, because I'll just hook that on. Oops. I'll just clip that through that C-clip for the moment. It's going to get a band pulled through all of those at the end. So that's the one side. Now the opposite side, it is pulling a little. So you might want to make it just a little longer. It's not pulling a lot, so maybe, you know, maybe 3 sections more, 3 or 4 sections more than your wrist size when you make that. Because of course you can just stop if you realize it's going to be too small when you get to the top. Just put a C-clip or a slip knot, probably a C-clip or something through those, and just extend that middle section to the length that you're going to need. That's why we start at the cap band, because you've always got that option when you get to the other end. Okay, so we're going to come down and do the opposite side, which I always do by reversing it, so I'm still looking at the front rather than working from the back. And this is just, again, a little bit different from the way we did it last time. So what I'm going to get you to do is go through there. So we've kind of gone between. And do your chain, 2 chains, same as the sequence, starting sequence on the other side. And then that's going to come down here. So again, you can take the hook out and put it through, coming back this way, because we want it to be running back this way. And we'll work this way, but then it'll flip this way to make the pattern. So this is the way we want our hook to be facing. Alright, so let's just see where we're going from. We want to find the first, because on this one, so see how this white's snuck to the outside? Well, you want to grab the gold, because we know that's the outside colour, and get that cheeky white out of the way. Okay, so now we just work our sequence exactly the same as we were before. So we're coming from underneath and we're coming back towards ourselves. So we're just going to pull that through the same as before. Oh, not all the way through like that. Did I mention it was after midnight? Okay, let's try that again. Grab those, pick up the side ones, pull it through. Not letting go this time. Picking up the blue loops, both of those, and attaching. Grabbing a blue band, pulling it through the first 3, attaching that, and pulling the gold over the top. And if we turn it this way, it will be the same. Yay! Okay, so we're going to skip this one and go through this one. Coming from the bottom up, or the back to the front, this being the front. Pulling it through both lots. Picking up the 2 blues again. 2 loops. Pulling a blue together through the 3. And slipping the gold over the top. Again, it's going to be working so that it looks the same. Skipping one, going through the next one. There's one of those sneaky whites again. So grab that gold. Working on the outside. It'll be a little bit tighter working on this side, only because you've already gone through that same loop from the opposite direction. And that's how we'll keep going. So we've just worked through that one. We go 1, 2. You should find, let's hope I find, oops, maybe not. Just work through that one. Oh no, just work through that one. 1, 2. And I should find, good thing I checked, I should find that I'm working through the opposite side of the same band that I've worked through before on the other side. Through all 4 loops, pick up those colour loops, pull it through, attach, and take the gold over. Yay, it's working. Alrighty, so I'll do one last one, coming back this way. 1, 2. Pulling through all 4. Picking up the blue. Don't lose that gold. Bringing through the blue through the first 3, and gold goes over the top. There we go. I think I may have gone into the wrong one just there. Brought it too close. You can also, if you like, try going each chain. It'll give you a slightly different effect, but the one I did went through each second chain. I think I've just mucked up a little bit there when I was counting chains. But hopefully by now you've got the idea, and you can continue up. When you get to the top, you'll have 7 bands on here. You'll have 2 blue from this side, 2 blue from this side, and a outside, inside, outside band. Just slip a colour, this colour. So in my case I'd slip a blue through all of them and attach the C-clip just the way I've done it here. So I've got the outside colour there and this colour, the 3 that I had caught on there to finish off the chain, slipped the black through and then C-clipped it and C-clipped the other end. Now the C-clip on the other end I actually put through the 4 bands of the chains at the end because the C-clip is actually here. But if you go to the end, you'll see you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 loops there. So I use that to capture at the other end. Okie doke. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you don't make the same mistake as me going up, but if you count, you should be good. and check that you're working into the same one on the opposite side, and it'll all be good. Okay, if you have found this helpful, please give me a nice thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see some more tutorials. I do have more coming out, even though I haven't done some for a while. I just haven't had the time. Check me out on Instagram, and if you would like me to see what you've made, please post it on Instagram and tag me in your comments and on your photos. And I'll put the information in the description box, and this one will also have a hashtag on Instagram, which is Edge of Reason bracelet. I have all that information in the box below, and I will catch you later, guys. Thanks. Bye.